back again, America with Get It Like You Live, the farmers, and Carrie Underwood. Carrie Underwood is feeling it. She was voted MAGA and she loved it. She sung at the thing and she got out there and she pledged real good for Trump. You know she did. But now she can't even get in the studio. She can't even do nothing. She out of there. Out of there. So now she's getting it like she lived, cause why? Carrie Underwood got that yowza, 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 and all up in your yowza. Then it took away all your workers, yowza. Snatched you out there to put you in the fields, yowza, 400 acres of land, yowza. So I'm not mad at them. You did it to yourself. Carrie Underwood and the farmers. Y'all follow the video and get the rest of it.
But under the Trump administration, with deportations ramping up and fear spreading through communities, that workforce started to vanish. Fields went unpicked, barns went understaffed, and farms that had survived bad weather, low prices, and everything else suddenly couldn't survive missing workers. And here's the part that makes your head spin. Most of these farmers supported those very deportations, even though deep down, they knew they weren't about to get out there and pick their own crops. They weren't willing, and honestly, they weren't capable. Some of them even had this wild idea that black Americans would suddenly show up to do the field work once immigrants were gone, as if centuries of history hadn't already made it clear that was never going to happen.
So y'all remember when it was said that we taking on the black jobs? They really thought that we was gonna be looking for black jobs, y'all. And I woke up this morning, I was scrolling through TikTok, and I saw this guy made a video, and I saved it to my favorite, so you can go look for it. And he said he was pretending to be MAGA on one of those other apps. He said they were doing a live, and the farmers were saying that they thought that the black people would be looking for jobs to work on their farms. Now you gotta be kidding me. Do they think we really looking for farm work?
As sure as you're sitting there, the fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
When he says immigrants are taking black jobs, doesn't that make you stop for a second and ask, what exactly are black jobs? Like, is there a secret catalog of jobs in this country that are race specific? Because if that's the logic we're running with, we're already off the rails. And for anyone still cheering along with this MAGA movement, how do you not see how absurd that sounds? But here's where it gets worse. These same farmers shouting about deportations, they're not lining up to do the work themselves. And spoiler alert, neither are most other Americans. Why? Because nobody wants to break their back in the fields for a wage that barely covers gas money.
Preach, brother,
Folks aren't
preach!
signing up to be treated like disposable labor.
Keith Smith says most immigration workers left after the law took effect, so this potato farmer hired Americans. Problem is, he says, most show up late, work slower, and are ready to head home after lunch. Some even quit after just one day out in the field.
I got Brooke Slade kicking with him, and she knows how farmers, so she just lets y'all know it is what it is. Right now, you voted for Trump, you see what you're getting. Man, this ain't just the farmers. Carrie Underwood and everybody else feeling it. So,
and that's the
keep
part that
on
should
watching
make
the
us
video.
pause.
We love you.
Is it really love
God
of
bless
country
you.
or good
And
leadership
keep
to
your
look at
brain
the very
open
people
for
keeping
knowledge.
the farm alive
If you don't know,
and treat
get
them
on the
as less
internet.
than human?
Don't be stuck on
To
stupid.
chant illegal
Don't get caught
immigrant
like
as
the
a
hey, just like the
catch-all
farmers are
insult,
doing.
even
Don't
when
get
we know
caught
some
with
of the
your
ones
pants
getting deported are here
down.
illegally, and then
Right?
to turn around
So you
and
already know.
underpay the ones who
Because
do
remember,
stay.
Trump said he loved
Tell
y'all.
me, how exactly is
Well, I
that
can't tell.
humane?
All right, MAGA, get out there. Where
Get out
you
there,
at? You
working
got your
farms,
jobs back.
MAGA.
You got your jobs that were taken from you. Get out there. Get out there and start working. Get to work. America first. Get out there. 100%.
Preach, brother,
Haven't shown up to
preach.
work. due to immigration raids. Texas farmer says America's migrant workers are terrified to work, but unable to stay home. So get out there, MAGA. You got these jobs back. You took them back. You voted. You got your guy in there to get rid of all of those migrant workers. So get out there. Get out there and start working. But for real, I want to shout out to the undocumented migrant workers as they were deemed essential in 2020. They stepped up when this nation needed them most. They have my utmost respect. They should see a pathway to citizenship. Period. Period. They were deemed essential workers, risking their lives in one of the most hazardous jobs in the entire U.S. labor market. They have my full respect. Thank you for your service and your contribution to this country.
ICE and their deportations are causing problems. It's causing problems ethically for the families that are here, for the impacts that they have, for the fear these folks have to go to work. And we're deporting people in a way that is creating chaos. Chaos that hurts people ethically and their families, the kids, the children, all of that. And it's also causing economic impacts because if the people can't show up, we can't do the work that we need for you. Okay, let's just be real for a second. The U.S. numbers are somewhere for undocumented workers in the United States. The number's between 12 million and 30 million. Let's just pick 20 million, okay? Let's just use 20 million for a second. There are 20 million people that are undocumented that are working in the U.S. economy. How many people are not working? What's our unemployment rate for American citizens in the United States? It's 4.2%. Represents about 7.4 million people. Okay, so let's just say that we kicked those 20 million people out and every single one of those 7.4 million people went to work. There'd still be 13 million job openings.
Yeah, preach, brother, preach, brother, preach.
Can you imagine what that would do to your business?
Keeping it real with
Can
him.
you imagine what the impacts would be economically? Why are these people here? Because they fill a role. We've asked them to come. We've given them a job. And has agriculture done that? Yes, agriculture has been part of the problem. But so has hospitality. So have restaurants. So have hotels. So has construction. Because Americans don't want to do those jobs. It's happened for a reason, and we need to fix the problem. So we can see the economic impacts. We are already seeing on the news what the ethical impacts are for these folks, the fear that they're living with. Let's find a solution.
Let's think out loud for a second. If you happen to be watching this and you lean MAGA, set that deport immigrants chant aside for just a moment. Because here's the truth. Most of the immigrants working these farms aren't here mooching or wasting time. They're working, and working harder than most of the folks shouting about them. Without their labor, the food doesn't move. The fields don't get harvested, and the economy starts to wobble. You can't deny their impact unless you're willfully ignoring reality. And here's the kicker. This isn't just about immigrants. It's about power. Greed and hate fuel all of this. Agricultural corporations are fighting to keep wages rock bottom. Billionaires are engineering policies that squeeze struggling families until they're desperate. And politicians are weaponizing immigration as a talking point while their donors cash in. That's not governance for the people. That's governance for profit. And the evidence is right in front of us. Deportations rising, labor shrinking, food prices spiking, family farms failing while corporations scoop up the land. So my question is this: is it really so hard to take off the hate lens and look at this with wisdom? Because there is nothing good about mass deportations tearing communities apart, while farms collapse and billionaires laugh all the way to the bank.
98% of the fruits and vegetables and 86% of the milk in this country is harvested by migrant hands. 86% of the milk, 98% of the fruits and vegetables. H-2A workers, fruits and vegetables, you can only be here 9 months, and then your farm has to be worker-free, and you get surprise inspections. Make sure that there are no H-2A workers on your farm for 3 months. Cows don't understand that, okay? This is, 365 days a year. Nobody gets it. There's absolutely no program for the worker who has to be on site 6 days a week, 52 weeks a year. We need these people. not just in agriculture, but because agriculture is the third largest employer of undocumented. Construction needs them, and certainly the service industry.
And that's where I'll end today's video. But before I go, let me raise my coffee mug to say a heartfelt thank you to the immigrants who keep America's agricultural backbone standing strong. We see.
So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we try not to get it like we live, and you see they doing it. So the black farmers, the white farmers, and Carrie Underwood is feeling it too because she has 40 acres of land. So this is our last episode right here. Peace out.